Greetings everyone, it's Bigfoot. Vlogging is becoming more and more popular out there. One of the questions that you often see is, what are some of the most popular and practical cameras to bring out on the trail to vlog with? Well, I wanted to home in on one specific camera, one that I actually have experience on. I want to talk today about whether or not the GoPro is a practical camera to bring out on the trail to vlog with. The GoPro is a sexy choice for really three big reasons. Number one, it's so small and compact. Number two, it doesn't weigh a lot. And number three, it's really simple. Now, the weight on a GoPro, my Hero 4, I believe with the skeleton housing and the battery with the GoPro, came in just about at 5 ounces. The Hero 5 is 4.1 ounces just for the GoPro base model itself. Now when you add in the battery and the housing, I think you're somewhere in that 5.5 ounce range. So it is really light, which is really nice. And what I did is I kept the GoPro on my stick pick and made it really easy to be able to pull out, put on my trekking pole and vlog while I was on the go, and it was small enough and compact enough that I was able to put it right back in my belt strap with no issues. And again, I didn't have to do a lot of stopping, which was really important for me. Now, the battery life that I had on my GoPro was about an hour and 15 minutes or so when I was shooting in 1080 with 30 frames per second. Now, depending on how much trail vlogging that you're doing, you might be going through a battery every day or every other day. I would highly recommend bringing more than one battery. I brought 2 GoPro batteries. When one of my batteries did die, I had a backup. Now, I mentioned about the GoPro being really simple to operate. It is really simple. It has a fixed focus, so you don't have to worry about trying to focus in like you do with other cameras. And the different options to shoot everything in is not overwhelming. Before I started vlogging, I knew nothing about digital photography or video cameras, GoPros, anything. And when I got my GoPro, I didn't feel like I was overwhelmed. So that was really good. All right, well, let's talk about the things that I did not like. First and foremost, the GoPro, just like many other cameras and video recorders, the built-in microphone is not very good. When I was out there vlogging, it was really difficult when there was a lot of background noise, especially any wind. If I had any wind, you basically weren't able to hear almost anything because all it was picking up was wind. So the built-in microphone just didn't do a great job. The second thing that I didn't like was the fact that every single time that I recorded something on my GoPro, to get it onto my phone, I had to connect through a Wi-Fi connection, which the GoPro Hero 4 it does have that Wi-Fi connection. It's not a big deal, but you have to download it back into your phone. Well, when you're doing that, that takes up and uses battery and drains your battery faster. It drains your phone battery faster, and it takes a long time. It just is a pain in the butt. So when I would do my vlogging, and especially if I didn't do that during the day and download my files, I would be sitting in my tent at night downloading these files, and if I didn't have a lot of time and I was just really tired and went to bed, all of a sudden it would get backed up, and before I know it, I have like 3 or 4 days worth to download, and then it would take 45 minutes or so to do it, and it was just a pain in the butt. And then the last thing, which actually led to the demise of my device, was the issue of waterproofing with the GoPro. So with the Hero 4, the only way that you can waterproof this is if you put it in the waterproof casing. And the problem with the casing or the housing that this goes into, when you put it in there, you can't hear anything. The built-in microphone is already crummy, and when you put it in there, it's pretty much junk. So having it in the watertight housing really wasn't an option. And what ended up happening to me on the trail, after about 200 miles, when I was using it, I eventually got moisture inside of my lens, and I tried to fix it, but because I really didn't have a lot of time when I was out there vlogging, I only had 100 days on the trail, I ended up having to send my GoPro home when I got about 800 or 900 miles into my hike and met up with my parents. I just couldn't take it any longer, and I sent it home. If you watched my vlog, you kind of saw my video quality progressively get worse and worse as the moisture built up in the lens. So that was something that that really sucked, and again led to the demise of me being able to use my GoPro on the trail. Well, I know what you're saying right now, and that is, Bigfoot, the cons really don't outweigh the pros. It sounds like you are recommending that the GoPro is not a practical option for vlogging out there on the trail. Now, until they came out with their latest model, I would agree. However, the Hero 5 that was released in 2016 is a huge upgrade over the Hero 4, but let's talk about why I feel that way. First and foremost, the Hero 5 comes with 12 megapixels, so your videos are going to look sharper. The best feature, in my opinion, is now with the Hero 5 and the Hero 5 Session, they are waterproof up to 33 feet, which means you do not have to have that watertight housing anymore to have your GoPro waterproof. And the best thing about that is now with the audio, you're not going to lose that audio, and you can use your GoPro when it's raining out there, which is going to happen quite a bit on the trail, but you're not going to have any issues with losing the quality of your audio. Now, it has a simple one-button control, which is pretty cool, and they have an advanced wind noise reduction, which is a really nice feature because of what I mentioned before on the issues that I had with my personal GoPro when I was out there on the trail. Another cool thing is the Hero 5 actually has voice control. So you actually can talk to your Hero 5, tell it when to start recording, when to stop recording, and that makes it really attractive because you can use your GoPro Hero 5 hands-free. It makes it so much easier when you're out there on the trail because you don't have to edit as many things out, and you don't have to keep on hitting the button to start and stop and record and all of those other things that you're doing while you're recording. And it's got a video stabilization, so you are going to be able to do a better job with keeping your videos stabilized, and it doesn't look like it's going all over the place and shaky and make your audience, your viewers, sick from watching your videos. So with those features on the Hero 5, I think that really changes the game with what now GoPro can offer to make it a lot more practical option out there on the trail. I mean, let's be honest, with how small, compact, and the weight of these GoPros, it really makes a lot of sense to be able to shoot your trail videos with these out there on the trail. I mean, it's really difficult bringing some of the heavier cameras out there that have some good quality, but you know, you're probably going to sacrifice 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds of video equipment to get some of those sharp images and to really be able to do that job. But I think the Hero 5 is able to really help close that gap. Now, if you're thinking about going with a GoPro, there are a couple recommendations that I have for you that will make a humongous difference in the quality of your videos and just the time and frustrations that I had to live through that I hope that you won't have to live through. Well, the first thing that I think is a game changer, especially when I look back at my own hike and what really frustrated me, which was downloading my files from my GoPro onto my phone. Well, with the GoPro, you can now use a micro SD card reader, put your SD card inside of it, and then plug that into your phone, and then upload all the files from there. And that just makes it so much easier because you don't have to turn on the Wi-Fi, make sure that it's connected through the Wi-Fi, and then download all the files. So if I decide to go with the Hero 5, which I'm still kind of debating that decision as one of my trail vlogging devices, I would definitely invest in the micro SD card and bring that with just to be able to make the transferring of files a lot easier. All right, the second piece of advice that I have for you, and this one is a game changer. I would highly recommend that if you are going with the GoPro, and by the way, the only GoPro that is worth bringing out there on the trail is the Hero 5. So if you don't have the Hero 5, you're probably going to have the same issues that I had. But I would strongly recommend getting an external microphone for your Hero 5. That's going to make a significant improvement in the audio quality, which really impacts the videos that you are doing. Now, if you decide to get an external microphone, I would recommend getting a shotgun microphone. The one that I use, I'll put in the details below, is a fairly cheap microphone, and you want to make sure that you have a dead cat with it. A dead cat is one of those things that you put on your microphone, looks like this, and what this is going to do is prevent the wind noise from getting to the microphone. So you want to definitely make sure that you have the dead cat. Now with the microphone that I actually have, I'll put in the details below, it actually does come with a dead cat. Now that's the first piece. The second piece is you have to get an adapter that will plug into your GoPro Hero 5 to be able to hook up your external microphone. Now there's only one adapter that I know right now that you can use with the Hero 5, and that is the Pro 3.5mm microphone adapter from GoPro. And I'll put that in the link below. Now the retail price of that is $49.99, so it is pretty expensive. Now the last thing, once you have your external microphone and you have the adapter, you have to put a mount on the housing of the GoPro Hero 5 case. And that's the one thing that you're going to have to do a little bit of hacking. It's actually really, really simple. I'll put a video link below of a video that I found on the internet that walks you through how to do it, but honestly, it's really, really simple. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to get a cold shoe, which is the mount that your external microphone is going to slide into. They're really cheap, but you need a cold shoe first. And then you are going to get some molding glue. Now the molding glue that folks recommend on the internet is called Suguru. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take that Suguru, the molding glue, you're going to attach it to the bottom of your cold shoe, and then you're going to stick it on the very top of the housing of your GoPro Hero 5 and kind of even out the molding glue and let it sit for 24 hours, and then you're good to go. So actually it's pretty easy from the tutorial that I saw on the internet to do, but it is just one more extra thing that you have to do. So there it is. If you do decide that you are going with the GoPro, I would strongly recommend that the only GoPro that's worth your while of bringing out there on the trail is the Hero 5. And again, if you do bring that Hero 5, I think that you're going to save a lot of hassle with getting that card reader. And if you really want to make your videos pop, that audio quality is really important. I would invest in getting an external microphone and putting that housing on your GoPro and get that adapter so you can actually have a decent audio when you're vlogging out there on the trail. So that wraps up, guys. If any of you guys have any tips, tricks of the trade, hints that will help out with GoPro and vlogging out there on the trail, would love to see that in the comments below so all of us can read those and learn from those. Stay tuned for my next sighting, and remember to always follow Bigfoot.